Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, I've got a good one here from Tim Morrow, and he said that seeing that traffic is off so far, he goes, what would be a good opening line if you were in a grocery store to get someone back to the showroom?
Same payment.
Same payment.
I would never talk to anybody about anything. My opening to everybody right now will be same payment. Why? The world is on a budget. Everything would be same payment. If I'm talking about a consumer item, I'm talking about same payment. You know, sir, is that your Nissan out there? Is that, did I see you drive up in a Nissan? No, man, I drove up in that Toyota truck. Oh, wow. You know, I work over at the Toyota store, and the reason I asked, I thought you drove up in that Nissan. Which truck is yours? I got a red truck out there. It's 3 years old. Excellent. You know, we got a program going right now. We could show you how to keep your payments the same and move up 3 years. Did you hear about it? No, I didn't hear about it. How about I give you my card? What's your name, sir? But look, I'm going to basically take somebody out of the market by offering them same payment. Because if you shop same payment and you walk into the competition at same payment, you're going to have salespeople running back to the desk. He wants to keep his payments the same, and the desk is going to say, get him out of here. Because that desk manager wasn't listening to this teleconference today. They were listening to CNN talk about how the world's coming to an end. Anderson Cooper ain't ever sold a car in his damn life. So you guys got to figure out solutions, man. Like, if the world's on a budget, how do I use that? You remember when gas went to $5? I was telling dealers, look, man, advertise for navigators. Get on TV and say you can't get enough of them. While other dealers were saying what? Don't show me another SUV. See, you want to go where the stress is, because your competition won't go there. We talked about that last year. Do what your competitors refuse to do. And so the gentleman asked that question about the shopping, you know, about the grocery store. Before I went to your grocery store, man, I would go to your service department, because you probably got 50 or 60 people walking in there for some kind of fix them on the car they have now. And then I would go to friends, family, and relatives before I went to some stranger in a grocery store. Other questions?
One that Nick Olson, let me see if I'm right. Nick Olson is, and this is probably a very good question for you, is, Grant, what do you do every day to stay pumped and motivated?
You know what I do? I overcommit to everything. You know, Duncan, you call me up and ask me about the webinar. I'm like, yeah, when do you want to do it? You know, I might have not been quite that fast on this deal, but it was pretty fast. I commit first. I overcommit to everything, because I don't want fear creeping in. You know, when I'm done with this call, I have something else to do immediately. So what happens is I don't have time to have a bad attitude. See, most people that I meet, there's too much downtime. You know, if you watch a 7 or 8 year old, or 9-year-old kid, they get in trouble when they get bored. When they're busy, they're fine. It's when they get bored. Put them in a history class and watch. You know, and then somebody labels them with some kind of disease. You know what disease he's got? He's got boredom. I'm bored. I'm freaking bored with life. You guys that go 3 and 4 days without selling something, 3 and 4 days without waiting on anybody, what happens to your attitude? I know what happens to it. It goes out the tubes, man. So what I do is I say very busy. I try to keep all my attention on the future. Hey, where am I going? What am I doing? You know, what can I do next? What can I do new? How can I go someplace where my competitors won't go there? I'm always thinking about how can I do something they haven't done yet? How can I break the rules and go do something they haven't done? Aggressively go out into the marketplace. See, I know if I do enough, I'm going to be successful. And I also know if I do enough, I'm going to be happy. Even if I'm failing, I'd rather fail doing a lot than fail doing nothing, because I feel better about it, because at least I got something different to complain about. Man, I'm working my ass off and I'm not getting any results. That's a lot better than I haven't done anything for 3 days and I'm not getting any results. I'd rather be angry at myself for not closing the deal than angry at myself for not working one. So that's a good question. And Nick, by the way, just to tell you that was a scam question, because he works for me. He knows exactly what I do to keep myself pumped up.
That's funny. Hey, moving on, there's a couple questions about the product you showed in that sales training VT.
Right.
Is it something that would be good for somebody right from the beginning, from a novice? And B, would it work for someone from a different industry other than cars?
Oh, absolutely. We have other companies that have already bought this. This product it's a monthly subscription. If you call my office, we'll give you a full presentation and then a price on it. But it's basically, literally, we can now train people for pennies, nothing. And I'm just going to show you a different screen here. Not only can we train people, we can know exactly what they know and don't know. And this has nothing to do with the product you're selling. It's about selling, period. For instance, I'm going to show you what material is in here today. First of all, there's fundamentals of selling. This has nothing to do with your product. It has something to do with what selling is. This is the single most missed. The biggest error made with sales trainers is they miss this point. They never actually clarify what selling is. This next block that you see, it's a little gold box, because the wording hasn't been put in here yet. It's the road to the sale. Every business, whether you're selling furniture, and I've sold fish, furniture, jewelry, automobiles, I've sold $72 million real estate portfolios. Every sale has a road to the sale. There's a greeting, there's the fact-finding, there's the selection of product, the demonstration presentation, there's a write-up, the close, the whole deal. So we laid this out in the exact order that the sale happens. Fundamentals of selling, then the road to the sale, then closing the deal. You see where it says Automotive Classics? It won't say that there. That's going to be follow-up, then incoming calls, then maximizing the CRM, working the internet, social networking, and you'll see it start expanding. It's not there right now, but it's going to start expanding where there'll be hundreds and hundreds of segments. And then also there'll be this piece where you can actually that I showed you earlier, and I'm clicking to this right now. It's probably glitching for you, but where we can actually solve problems, like if it's a time problem. He says, look, yeah, I never make a rash decision, right? Watch. I never make a rash decision. We're just going to go over here, and we're going to scroll down to never make a rash decision. See that? Rash decision? I don't know if you can see that, Duncan. Is it up?
It's a little bit behind, but we see it.
Yeah, it's going to go to rash decision, because you've heard the customer say, I never make a rash decision. We just basically labeled this the way they talk. Hey, I'm going to wait. Okay, then go to I'm going to wait close. We never make a rash decision. I click on rash decision. Once the salespeople know where these are, they can go back to them and review them. Look, I wrote these, and I forget them. All these closes basically came out of this last book that I wrote, The Closer Survival Guide. I'm going to stop this because you're not going to see it in real time anyway. But that thing's playing like a full motion video. All this material these closes came out of here, but instead of reading them now, you're going to actually see them delivered by me. And the difference is I deliver them the same way every time, as opposed to a sales manager that says, hey, go try this. The salesperson doesn't remember it by the time he gets to his office, because your sales manager says it a little different way every time. So the point of this is, look, solutions, man. Your people need solutions. We labeled this webinar today Solutions for 2010, and 400 people registered for this. Why? Because people want what? Solutions. So that's what your salespeople want.